Imagine ships carrying 20% of the world's oil suddenly stuck. Fuel prices skyrocketing, factories at risk of shutdown, and your daily essentials getting more expensive. This is not a future scenario, this is happening right now in April 2026. The US-Israel-Iran war that started on February 28 has severely disrupted global supply chains, especially through the Strait of Hormuz and the Red Sea. Today, I'm breaking down exactly what's happening and how South Asian countries, Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka, are fighting to survive this crisis. If you're in business, logistics, or just want to understand the economy better, hit that subscribe button and let's dive in. The biggest problem is the Strait of Hormuz, the narrow waterway between Iran and Oman. Normally it carries 20 million barrels of oil per day and 20 to 25% of global LNG. After Iranian retaliation, traffic has dropped to a trickle. Ships are being attacked, exporters are declaring force majeure, and many vessels are simply not sailing. At the same time, Iran-backed Houthis have escalated threats in the Red Sea, Bab el-Mandeb Strait, forcing ships to take the long route around the Cape of Good Hope, adding 10 to 14 extra days and massively increasing costs. Here's what's happening: oil prices have surged, sometimes crossing $100 to $120 per barrel. LNG exports from Qatar are heavily disrupted, affecting power, heating, and petrochemicals. Fertilizer shortages are threatening this year's planting season, especially in South Asia and Africa. Aluminum, helium, plastics, and petrochemicals are all facing shortages or sharp price hikes. Shipping costs have exploded with war risk premiums and longer routes. Many containers now cost $2,000, $4,000 extra. Higher inflation, manufacturing delays, and risk to food security worldwide. How badly is South Asia affected? South Asia is one of the hardest hit regions because we heavily depend on Middle Eastern oil, LNG, and fertilizers. Bangladesh, in particular, is under serious pressure, especially its ready-made garments, RMG, sector, which powers a huge part of the economy. But the good news? Countries in the region are not sitting idle. They are taking aggressive steps to manage this crisis. Bangladesh has moved fastest, secured emergency fuel shipments from China, India, PetroChina, and Vitol, over 150,000 metric tons in March. Actively seeking U.S. sanctions waiver to import up to 600,000 tons of Russian diesel. Exploring new suppliers: U.S., Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Angola, Australia. Introduced fuel rationing, troops guarding depots, and rolling blackouts up to 5 hours. Universities and schools shifted online. Non-essential electricity use reduced. Fertilizer tenders cancelled and new suppliers, China, Egypt, Russia, being pursued. However, many garment factories are running on backup generators and are at risk of shutdowns if diesel runs out. Across South Asia we're seeing heavy reliance on Russian supplies with sanctions waivers, diversification to Africa, US, Australia, China, Egypt, fuel rationing and conservation, drawing down strategic reserves and push for more renewables and domestic production. These short-term fixes have prevented total collapse so far, but they come at a cost: higher inflation, economic strain, and uncertainty for businesses and workers. As of early April 2026, 1 month into the crisis, the situation remains fluid. Diplomatic efforts are ongoing, and everyone is hoping for reopened sea routes soon. Prolonged disruption could badly hurt agriculture, RMG exports in Bangladesh, and overall inflation across the region. India looks most stable, while Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka face tighter constraints. This crisis is a wake-up call for South Asia to reduce dependence on single choke points and build stronger, more diversified supply chains.